We have an important video today. This is why I'm sitting like this with my leg crossed, because I'm not playing any games today. This is something that I found, I felt very strongly about ever since everyone's been clowning Sedona Prince. I don't really think we need to kick her while she's down. People have been making fun of her for not getting drafted and things of that nature. I think it's sick. Can we not support sis? Maybe she's made some mistakes in the past. Maybe she has victimized different humans across multiple countries, multiple states, multiple schools, and multiple collegiate systems. But where is the grace? I will have some grace for you, Sedona. What I'm going to do for Sedona for free, she didn't ask me to do this, but I am going to be her LinkedIn. I will be your Indeed. We're going to find you a job, Sedona Prince. I'm going to suggest a couple jobs I think Sedona would be perfect in, just because I think, why waste her talent? She's pretty much huge. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different good skills and trades that she could really do well in. Why waste her stature? She feels canceled, so she's just in the house. No, get out the house. Let's put you to work, sis. You need to do something. So this is my contribution to you, Sedona. I should be getting a thank you. I will get a thank you in the comments. The first one is Burger King. I think that you seem to have larger hands than most. Some might say meaty hands. You also might be one of the only specimen that can flip patties without even a spatula. You could just do it with your hand. I think you'd be a great employee here at Burger King. My name is Sedona. Can I help you? An extra fry? With salt or no salt? These are things that I think you could easily do. It'll get you a little experience, get some stuff on your resume and things like that. So to me, I don't understand why we would skip an option like Burger King. The second location I think you'd be great at is Bass Pro Shops. I think you would be most qualified possibly for this position, just because you have repeatedly lured victims and used bait to, bait victims into your traps and schemes. They have traps, schemes, and lures here. If you even just simply go through here, right, you're gonna see we got the lures and the bait and all of that, and that's something that you're very well versed in. Genuinely couldn't guide anybody through here. You could about all of the different tackle boxes. You've tackled people before. You know about the ATVs. You tackled somebody off an ATV in another country. So about ATVs. You know what I mean? You know about this. It says tracker, boats, and ATVs. You've tackled someone off an ATV and you have tracked down people to get them to sign NDAs. You know everything basically about Bass Pro Shops. You could even be general manager, GM, assistant GM, or VP of operations. I think regardless, you would do well here, even if they just put you in the tank, right? So there's usually a big tank. Let me find a big tank here. They could even put you on display in the tank. I feel regardless of how you were used here, you would be a valuable asset to Bass Pro Shops. Regardless of what people say, everybody has agency and you can be proactive in life. And I think that this is something that would really be beneficial for both the company and also you, Ms. Prince. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Not much to this. I just think you'd be a good painter for the Sistine Chapel. Wow. You're tall, so we wouldn't have to use extra resources like ladders and pulleys and trolleys and things like that. You don't get to go up the stairs with the rest of the painters. All you have to do is just stand down, and extend your arm up, and you get to painting. If you don't know how to paint the humans and all that stuff, you could just do the backgrounds and stuff. No one would judge you, but you are just someone who is tall. So maybe you go in before everybody, you just do the background, do the landscaping, maybe just the environment, and really make that lively and really give people something to really immerse themselves. I think you'd be really good at that. It took Michelangelo 4 years to complete this. With you, it might have taken a month. So I think look for any other Sistine Chapel openings or remakes or revamps. They always do sequels and revamps nowadays. So that's something I think that you also could do very easily. Therapy. I think you could be a secretary possibly for a therapist office. What I would actually recommend you to do is, as the therapy sessions are going on, I would just say you stick your ear to the door. Maybe you can pick up some tips and tricks. There's things called introspection that you could try out, and that's free. So those are free things you could get, basically benefits of the job, that you can get and learn and kind of try to understand different concepts, self-reflection, self-awareness. proactiveness versus reactiveness, a paradigm. These are all important concepts and stuff that a lot of people don't understand. And I think that it could really benefit you to really stick your ear to that door. I don't want you scheduling more appointments. When the appointment is going on, you put everything down and you just listen. Maybe you even offer to, maybe once you get promoted, you can sit inside the sessions. Maybe it would even prompt you to book yourself a session. I'm not trying to be rude, but I think it is always a good, something to try. Maybe you'll see a book in there that you want to pick up and read, and it sparks a journey, a learning journey of seeking higher understanding. But it's an option. It's just an option. Another one is a haunted house. This is self-explanatory. I think you just have that aura. It's scary. You're spooky a little bit. People have said that, they've edited, clips of you with scary music and stuff. So I'm just going off of what the public, this is not me, but what the public says. Like, I think you'd be good in here. I think you'd be a pretty big jump scare in one of these. And that's what everyone comes for. You know what I mean? They're just trying to get scared. And it's a talent, some of these people have to try out and audition and really do makeup. So to be able to just have that raw talent in you, to be able to walk in and already off the rip scare. You're scaring me. You know what I mean? You're scaring the kids. Like, that is actually a good thing in this house. So why not go where you're appreciated and not tolerated? You'd be appreciated here. So I think a haunted house would be perfect for you. And then lastly, I think a mailroom would be good for you. This is pretty self-explanatory as well. I know a lot of you are like, really, Caitlin? But yeah, I mean, you really do need somewhere with a limited human interaction, right? We want to limit the amount of victims and new victims and cases that come up. Double-edged sword here, because I would put you in here, but then again, it's like, we know you're going to start sending NDAs out through the mail system, through the USPS, whether that be UPS or FedEx, DHL or DH Gate. So TikTok shop. So we know you're going to start sending some NDAs out. So Sedona, I don't know if we can put you in here, but it would reduce the amount of human interaction you have, which would then in turn reduce the amount of victims you create. So, it's like, it's a double-edged sword, but I think this would also be a good job for you. Those are just a few, suggestions that I have. If you guys have any other ones that I missed, you can leave them in the comments below. But I think this is a good start for Sister Prince. I don't think we all should jump on her. We should give some grace. At the same time, we do need to be aware this is a dangerous individual. We have to treat this with a little bit of care, So just let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to join the Splash Squad. I'll talk to you later. Peace.